lesson, what we hope to do is identify the dangers of eating fast food, identify how you can eat healthier if you have to eat fast food, and you'll use your own experiences as eating fast food. Raise your hand, is this a freshman class?
Yeah.
Okay, so raise your hand next year if you'll be eating probably fast food for lunch. Most of the kids, most of the older upperclassmen, they go out to eat fast food. Okay, so what we're going to try and do is give you some choices that will help you make healthier choices for lunch. Okay, so to start with, I have passed out a pre-test. Will you guys take some time and write down what you know so far about the dangers of eating fast food and making healthy choices when it comes to eating fast food?
Tyler.
Ready, go. Make sure that you write pre-test on there somewhere or circle pre.
Tyler, turn the front lights off.
Margarita, how you doing? You doing all right? All right. That's probably what we'll be learning today, Josh. So you do the best you can, hopefully at the end of the year. Twilight, how you doing? Good. Boy. About 2 more minutes. You're really getting after it. This is the pre-test, and you're taking it very serious. I like it. Raise your hand if you're done. Hands down. Raise your hand if you're not done. Okay, that's okay. Stop right there. Pencils down. Okay. We'll. I'll just take that into consideration. So, raise your hand if you think eating fast food is healthy. No? No one? So you've obviously learned a little bit about that. Raise your hand if you think it's unhealthy. Okay, would anybody like to share some examples of why they think it's unhealthy? Yes? Absolutely. Okay, absolutely. Yes?
It's processed,
So the preservatives in it aren't healthy, that's good?
You take in a lot of fat and unnecessary fat.
Yep, unnecessary fat, absolutely. Those are all good. Anybody else have anything to add? Destiny and Maggie? Yes, ma'am, go ahead.
You can like supersize it, well, you can't supersize it now, but you can enlarge it, or if you have the option of making it bigger.
So food portion, the portion that you get is sometimes more than we need? Are you listening? I'm starting to get confused. Maggie? Margarita? Okay, so those are all valid points, all right? Now that being said, we know that fast food isn't the healthiest choice, but myself, for example, I'm on the go all the time. I'm trying to get my master's degree, coaching football, working full time. So a lot of times I don't really have a choice, or at least I tell myself I don't have a choice. So it's easy for me to pull into McDonald's and get a meal, and then go to my next stop, you know, football practice or whatever it may be. So that being said, a lot of us eat fast food, but we do have some options. So how many of you eat fast food at least once a week? Okay, that's really not bad, actually. How many of you eat fast food twice a week? Ready? Really? Alright. Alright, somebody like me is I probably, in all actuality, I'll eat a fast food meal 4 times a week, probably at least once a day. Now there's some people in this world that every meal that they eat, breakfast, lunch, and dinner is fast food. You know what I mean? So if you think about that stacks up pretty quickly, right? The calories, the empty calories that we're getting, the portion size, eating too much, the fat content that we're getting way too much, right? Okay? So that being said, there's some things that, that we can do, and then we'll get into here in a minute, that we can make smarter choices, all right? So dangers of eating fast food: high in fat, high in calories, high in sodium. That was one thing that we didn't cover a minute ago. So what's sodium? Salt, right? Fast food is really high in salt content. Okay. Eating fast food that's high in fat can increase cholesterol, which in turn can clog the walls of your arteries, which restricts blood flow. Okay. If you take in more calories than you need, you can increase your weight, and unnecessary weight gain leads to risk factors associated with heart disease and diabetes. Sodium intake leads to high blood pressure, which increases risk factors for heart disease and strokes. One other thing about fast food is a lot of times there's not a lot of nutritional value, aside from the calories that you get, or raise your hand if you've heard of empty calories. Okay, empty calories, that means that there's no nutritional value. You're eating things, you're taking on calories, but there's nothing good about it, right? So notice at a lot of fast food restaurants there's not a lot of options that involve fruits and vegetables. There's some protein, but it's not the best. The preservatives and the way that meat's stored is not the best. A lot of the other food groups aren't really hit in fast foods. Okay? Preservatives, somebody said preservatives in the back. Salt and fat. Sugars are added to make it taste better and help food prepare faster, but it's not necessarily healthy for you. One other thing, all those preservatives, all the extra stuff that we're getting with fast food, it's harder for the body to digest. I mean, raise your hand if you've seen what preservatives can do to food. It's pretty nasty, some of it, like what they pump into a burger to keep it fresh. I mean, it lasts for years and years and years, right? So when you ingest that and your body's trying to break it down, do you think that's harder for your body to break down than something that's all natural? Yeah, makes sense? Okay, good. You guys don't have to be so quiet just because there's a camera in the room. So what we're going to do next is I'm going to have you get in groups of 3, and I'm going to pass out a reading packet, and what I want you to do is I want you to divide that packet up into 1 page per person, okay? And when you read it, you're going to circle anything that highlights the negative aspects of fast food, and you'll underline anything that highlights how you can make healthier choices when eating fast food. Okay, so this packet's full of information. So we'll circle things that are negative or dangerous about eating fast food. We will underline some ways that we can turn our eating fast food into a positive choice. Does that make sense? Okay, once you're done with that, you will go through and you will list order of importance. So 1 through 10, 1 being most important, 10 being kind of down the scale for you personally and eating fast food. Does that make sense? Okay, and then after that, we will we'll discuss with our group members. You will tell them what you read about, what was important to you, and they will tell you. Okay, we'll kind of compare notes a little bit, and then as a group, we'll pick our top 3, and then we'll share those top 3 with the class. Does that make sense? So as I pass these out, I also have a checklist that will help you stay on task. We got it? Okay, I'll pass these out real quick. We'll get going. So groups of 3. Would it be easiest just to work with the people there at your table? No? Let's do that. 3 people closest to you, right? Thank you, ma'am. Quit giving me a hard time on my camera.
Actually, yeah, there's 2 right there.
Okay, so you 3, and we'll just go ahead and the back page I don't think has it. Whoa. We will leave. There can be a couple groups of 4. Or a group of 2. You got it?
No. This works.
Oh, I didn't want to do it myself. Wait, did we have to? No, each read a page. Each have to read a page and answer. You take a page, you take a page, you take a page. Draw pages, please. You take a page, you take a page, you take a page. Tear the pages. You take 1 page, rip it off. There you go. You take a page. Good. Now we're rolling. Take a page, and would you mind working with these guys? Thank you. You want to just work with that group? You can have that page. If you don't want to work with them, you can come back here. You'd rather work with them? You guys reading? Some people need quiet to read, so please be respectful. I'll be there in 1 second, ma'am. Would it be easy if you guys all did the 1 page, or just work together? So if you want, you can read and then. Because some of this isn't that like this is a menu. Yes, ma'am. So what somebody So read through it first, and then you go back.
Read the page on cycle.
So we don't talk to you about negatives. So we'll talk to you about some of the models. Does that make sense? To you, so for you.